Yes, let's look at pre-colonial administration. Pre-colonial administration is simply the forms of government that every society had before the white men, the Europeans, came to Africa or came to that society and started colonialization, bringing in their own form of government. So before the advent of the Europeans or the British people to Nigeria, Nigeria already had government in place. Though they came around and told us that our government, we didn't actually have something in place, or what we had was not good. But actually we had something that was similar, or something that is similar to what we have now. So their form of government that they brought in, we already had similar things. And that is what we are going to be looking at today. So pre-colonial administration is the traditional system of government in Africa before the colonization by the Europeans. This traditional government has most elements and arms similar to the system brought by the colonial masters. So we are going to find out that in most of the traditions, the traditional government that we had before the advent of the colonial masters had most of the things that the current government is having. So let's look at the Hausa. The Hausas have the emir, like the president. They have the waziri, like the prime minister that advises the emir. They have the madawaki, who is the commander of army, just like we have the chief of army staff, what we are having now. They have the galadima, who is the administrator of the capital, just like we have the FCT minister. They have the chief of police, Sarki Yanduka, just like we have the IGP of police. So you see that they have virtually everything that we have now. So you see, the pre-colonial administration in Nigeria was very, very strong, just like the government that the white people helped us bring in. So we have other things like the Sarkin Father, who is the head of the palace workers. We have the Maji, who is in charge of the treasury, just like they have the Minister of Finance. They also had it then already. So in the Yoruba land, very similar, like in the Oyo Kingdom, we have the Alafin of Oyo, just like the king or the president, who has his cabinets, like the person in charge of the Sango, that is the deity, the Otunefa, and the Onaefa, who is in charge of the judiciary, just like we have the judiciary in our current things. We also have the Ocfa, who is in charge of finance. We have the Council of the Oyomesis, who are the royal aristocrats or the kingmakers, the chiefs, headed by the Basharon, who is the prime minister. And we also have the Oboni, which is the secret society of prominent diviners, headed by Noloun. And we also have the army chief, heading the army, known as the area Ono Kankafo. Sorry if I don't pronounce it this way. So that is the system, and those are the elements of the government we have in the Yoruba kingdom, similar to what we have in the Hausa kingdom. But then in the Igbo kingdom, there was no central authority, just like we had here. Igbo kingdom, the leadership was mostly by the age grades, the village elders. Every village that you go, they have their own age grade, the groups that determine what happens or that makes rules about what happens in the society. So there is no central person like the Alafin of Oyo or the emir in the Igbo society. And that was why when the colonial masters came, it was easier for them to administer in the north or the west, where they already had central government that talks to everybody. Unlike in the eastern part of Nigeria, or the Igbo land, where the various villages have the groups. They also have what we call the traditional democracy of Omunna. Omunna, everybody comes together to make the rules. That's what we have in Igbo land. So all this tells us that actually in Africa, before the Europeans came, we had very strong government in place. Very strong government in place. And even up until now, part of this government are still functioning. We still have the Emir of Kano, the Sultan of Sokoto, the Alafin of Oyo is still there, the Obas, the Oba of Benin, the Ezes and the Igwes in the Igbo land. So we also have, we still have some part of that pre-colonial structure still existing, but in another form, maybe not having as much power as they had before the or during the pre-colonial administration. So that is what we have for pre-colonial administration. If you like this video, please click on the subscribe button, share our videos. Thank you. God bless you.